What is up, guys? Welcome back. So today we are jumping into our next episode of the How to Paint series we've been making for Monster Fight Club's Borderlands Kickstarter that we got about a month ago. And we have a set of three female psychos. We did female psychos the other day, and they were holding a gun. These are actually the crazy-haired female psychos with the Buzzaxes. So these are very cool. I think they're pretty decent. I do prefer the other look though. I think it's the hair with these. I'd never truly got with the female like psycho hair. Yeah, I don't. Oh, my hand's dirty as fuck from work. So, yeah. So let's go ahead and get some dry brush on here. We're gonna paint it with a light gray, and then we can start painting these models. Alright, so the first thing that we like to do is we like to work with the first base of skin tone. So we're going to use a brown rose just to give ourselves a good base for the skin tone. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit the belly area behind her as well. Fingertips, she is wearing gloves on both sides. She is also wearing like arm pieces. And I did look at a reference photo of this specific character, and basically they're like not brown straps or anything, but they're like grayish, like a maybe like a basalt gray, tenebrae gray. So we're going to do that. So we basically need to do skin tone in the neck area. There is another like necklace piece that she has too, so be mindful of that. So a little bit of the neck area, tummy, upper arm area, fingertips, and the belly. So let's go ahead and get some paint on the model. Most of the hassle with painting is your base coats. Like, base coats can take forever, especially if you're doing something that has a lot of different things. Like if you're doing like an army for like Warhammer and you're doing Space Marines and shit, you can actually prime it the color that you're trying to go, and then you just do your small details and highlights from there. But with these, it's like only so much skin is shown, and then there's a lot of orange because they have orange pants on, which we are about to do ourselves. We're going to use a cadmium red, so that is like a perfect orange that I like to use for their pants. But what I'm saying is, like, some models, the best thing to do is just get your base coats on there. I mean, you have to anyway, but oh my god, sometimes it's just a pain in the ass. Like, especially when you're batch painting too. It's not like one model. So we're gonna do the cadmium red and use that for the pants. So you want to avoid like the belts, the knee guard, the boots. You want to make sure you stop before the boots, and yeah, that's kind of basically what you want to do. That is the only orange until we hit the mask, but that's later on. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get the pants done on these three models. We're going to follow that up with sometimes we use pale sand, but we've been using vampiric flesh. I think it's like a dingy kind of sand color, which is really nice. So we're going to use that on some of the bandages. So what we're going to use it on is the bottom of the, like right where the pants meet the boot. You got to hit that up right there. And she also has like an undershirt, but it's not really visible in the front. It's more visible in the back. So you want to hit that up as well. And now these arm guards are more in a grayer range, not like a tannish kind of range. It's more like in the gray range. And I would like to say they're like basalt gray, but I think what we're going to do this time, I think we're going to use like a reddish gray. I think a reddish gray would actually make these pop a little bit more. So let's go ahead and use the vampiric flesh to do some of the bandage areas. And then what we'll do is we'll use the reddish gray for the arm areas, because I think that will work better on this model. Now we are going to use a leather brown, and the leather brown will be painted onto the boots, the straps, this whole strap actually around her left knee. The other one has like a little guard there. So what we're gonna do is we're probably gonna paint those with maybe the flesh color, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't look exactly like it's a metal piece in the picture, so we might go with that color because it kind of looks that way. And then we're gonna do the belt. So pieces of the belt. Be mindful, she has grenades. She also has like a belt buckle and stuff hanging from her body. So just keep that in mind. So that's what we're gonna do with the leather browns. Now we're gonna use a warm gray, and with the warm gray, we will hit up the knee pad area, and we are also going to hit up the devices that are on the side. This actually looks like it's a pouch, like not so much of a device. But I think it would be really cool to have this like that kind of color. So we're just going to do a warm gray over on this just to make it pop and stand out. And then over here, we're going to use warm gray, but we are going to leave the grenades with a basalt gray because I think that would work better for grenades. And we use a basalt gray for the Buzzaxe as well. So let's go ahead and get these warm gray on here real quick, and then I guess we can move on to the basalt gray. Okay, so we did add the basalt gray already. That would be the belt buckle, some pieces over here, the grenades, of course. I did the necklaces in that basalt gray, and we did the Buzzaxe in basalt gray alongside the mouthpiece of the mask. So what we're going to do now is we're going to follow up with an off-white. The off-white is going to go on the outer shirt, and then we are going to do the mask, avoiding the mouthpiece and the eyes. You want to keep them white if you can, because we're going to follow up with some speed paints to glaze over this model and to make a lot of these pieces pop. So let's get the off-white on there, and then we should be ready to start glazing. So before we do our glazes, you want to take a orange, and you want to put the vault symbol on the mask. So you want to put it avoiding the eyes, obviously. And then we are going to take a metallic. You can use a natural, like I have a natural steel. You can use gunmetal. I'm going to use a natural steel just because I think it'll be okay. We're going to do that, and then we're going to put it on all the metallic areas. And then I'm going to take a dark rust, and I'm just going to dash it onto the Buzzaxe, because I think it gives it a good effect, like it's starting to rust. So I think that's actually a good little method I do. So once we do that, we can then start our glazes. Now we can do our glazes. So I leave the hair undone because I like to use speed paints for hair effects. I think it's perfect for that. So we're going to use a light brown for that. We're going to use a magic blue for the eyes, just to make them glow like they do in Borderlands. And then we're going to use a Gravelore gray on everything that's not skin or leather. We don't want to mess with the skin. We want to build up from the skin with more lighter skin tones. And with the leathers, obviously we're going to hit it with a leather brown. So once that's all done, we can paint some Rhinox hide on the base area, and hopefully by that time the speed paints or the glazes will be done drying. If not, we'll let that sit a little longer to dry so we can start doing our highlights. Now we're at the phase where everything's starting to come together. So now that we have these drying, we can now do our highlights. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the respective colors that we did, and we're going to go back over with those colors and, you know, hit some high areas, stuff like that. The details that you want the miniature to pop with, you want to highlight those areas. So yeah, once we do our highlights, it'll be completely done. We can then paint the rim of the base black. You don't have to paint it black. You can paint it however you want. You can leave it how it is. It's a preference thing. But I paint mine black, and I like to paint the character name in this state. We would just put Psycho. I put Psycho for any Psycho, so male Psycho, female Psycho. Um, the only ones that would be a little bit different would be Badass Psychos, so I'll just put Badass and then Psycho on there. So it's probably gonna have a long ass name around there. But yeah, so we are going to do our highlights, and then we are going to work on the base, which would be a dry brush of light earth, and then we'll do our flocking and stuff like that. So yeah. And here are these female Psychos painted up and ready to hit the tabletop. I definitely had a blast painting these. I didn't think I would, because I honestly, with these Psycho designs, I don't like their hair, but I did have a lot of fun with painting these. Like, their hair literally reminds me of, like, Sora from Kingdom Hearts. And I think it's hilarious, but like, it's weird. It's I don't know. It's just a weird thing to see in Borderlands, and I don't know why. But yeah. If this video helped you out in any sort of way with painting up any of your female Psychos from Monster Fight Club's Borderlands, be sure to leave this video a huge like. Also, if you know anybody that wants to learn how to paint minis or is slumped right now and just is at that point where they want to paint minis but they just haven't picked up a brush yet because they're kind of scared to, be sure to share my videos with them, because maybe it would put them in that good direction of just picking up the brush and giving it a go. Because the best way to start this hobby is to literally start it. Like, that's the hurdle. Like, a lot of people see it and go, oh, I can't do that. But if you actually take a model and you paint up 1 and then 2 and then 3, as you go, you'll get better and better. Even the best painters right now, they're not the best of their capabilities, because you're constantly learning and you're constantly getting better. So yeah, just try it out. Also, if you've been watching my videos and you've been enjoying them, be sure to leave, well, not leave a like. You can. I mean, I want you to leave a like, but shit. So what I'm basically saying is, if you've been watching my videos and you've liked what you've seen, be sure to subscribe, because that does help our channel out a lot. Also, it's free. There's no purchase involved. It's just support. It's just supporting the channel, and it does help us out a lot. So yeah, hopefully we can knock out the right. We're getting there. We're definitely getting there. I literally sat here for like 5 minutes trying to figure out what this was. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is the glare from the lamp, like not the lamp, but the ceiling fan light, because I have that running. I have a ring light running right here, and then I also had this light running, which is fucking bright as hell. That helps me paint and make these types of videos for you guys. Also, I use that bigger one to take my photos for Instagram and my thumbnail. So yeah, that's why I keep it running. I just point it in that direction when I do my video. I thought it was that ring, and I thought maybe the ring was hitting a light up like this, and I spun it a couple times. I was like, what the hell? And I figured out it was that light. So if you guys see that and it bothers you, I'm sorry. But I've been watching a lot of paranormal shit, so I'm just like, the fuck is that on my screen? And I'm sitting here like, doing one of these and shit. Like, yeah, I was definitely tripping. But as always, thank you guys for watching today's video, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.